Twin Cities Pride made that difficult decision to postpone in-person events and go virtual this year due to COVID-19.
Virtual Pride Parade was supposed to air this Sunday, but the interim Pride chair said in a statement that celebrating Pride with a virtual parade didn't feel appropriate at this time, saying the Pride organization wants to stand with the Black Lives Matter movement. A march called Taking Back Pride, Justice for George Floyd is scheduled for the same day the virtual parade was supposed to happen. Twin Cities Pride board member Felix Foster joins us now with more on that decision and how Pride will still be celebrated this weekend. Felix, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Take us inside the decision to postpone the virtual parade, because the announcement of the parade happened after the death of George Floyd. So a lot of people were wondering what happened in that interim period that made you guys change your mind.
Yeah, we're working really hard on the parade and putting together that virtual version of it, and just listening to the feedback from our community and listening to the way that things were going in the wake of George Floyd's murder was a real wake-up call to us that it just wasn't the right time, it wasn't the right tone, and we wanted to make sure that we could postpone it, stand with those in our community who are organizing, and then deliver a virtual march later in the year that's more reflective of what is going on in the community right now.
Felix, we know the march that is scheduled for that day is called Taking Back Pride, Justice for George Floyd. How else is Twin Cities Pride supporting Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, so we've been on a lot of calls and working as closely as we can with these different groups that are organizing, really wanting to stand behind and just provide them with any resources that they need, provide them with our voice in solidarity. We've been also joining in a few of the petitions to remove the Minneapolis police force from the requirement for them to be stationed at large events like the Pride Festival and Parade. And we recently decided to make the decision to change the name of the parade to the March in the way that New York Pride does, so that we will change it back to a parade once everyone has achieved the same level of equality.
What are some of the other Pride events that still are scheduled this weekend?
Yeah, so on the 25th, we'll be hosting our Generations of Pride webcast in partnership with AARP and PBS. We have our virtual 5K and our virtual market, which are ongoing already and will run through the weekend. And those are really great ways to social distance, but still participate in Pride and communicate with each other.
Felix, how do you see the future of Twin Cities Pride? What do you see it looking like?
Yeah, my vision for it is really going back to the way that things have been, but in a completely new format. We want to get back out there, be physically involved, have the festival, have the march, but we really need to be more inclusive and representative of our whole community. And, we're making a lot of changes to make sure that we ensure that income.
Yeah, this is a controversy we've been seeing play out at different Pride events in different cities. This kind of conflict between perhaps the old initial group who organized Pride, and we're seeing this throughout every political structure, a little bit of tension between the old way and the new way, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Felix, thanks so much from Twin Cities Pride. We appreciate you being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.